One of the differences between liberals and conservatives is conservatives trust the people. I trust people in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. I trust people in Fargo, North Dakota. I trust people in individual communities to determine how much they want to tax themselves to pay for their local schools. Those local schools are important. But you know, we were talking before, he was talking about caring about children after they are born. People who care about children after they are born believe that you should maximize choice. Not just a choice about whether you kill the child or not, but a choice about where the child can go to school.
Let me take this moment to say how glad I am to see everyone reaching across the aisle. Mr. Schultz, following up on education here, what role do you believe the federal government should have in ensuring that public education for all American children?
First of all, our teachers are operating with antiquated salaries. How many of you in this room think that the man that runs Northwest Airlines is deserving of a $40 million bailout when it's time to merge? After he took your bags, he went after the flight attendants, he cut the pilot's pay, took their retirement, attacked unions. You see, it's connected. No Child Left Behind was set up by the conservatives so they could go after the teachers' unions and they could vilify the working folks in this country. How many times have we heard that teachers aren't good, that they don't work hard, that it's the union's problem, that we always have to negotiate for salaries, but every time the teachers go back to the negotiating table, they're fighting for more pay, they're fighting for their health care, they're trying to protect their retirement. Look, if this is the kind of public education system you want, if you don't want to invest in the classroom, then you're not going to get a good product. You're not going to have the after-school program. You're not going to have the pre-school program. You're not going to have the special education. So the best thing the conservatives have done is vilify the unions, vilify the workforce, keep them down, attack public education, and then blame the liberals for saying, hey, you're against vouchers. No liberal in this country has ever said private education is a bad thing. No liberal has ever gone on record saying that private education should be denied to Americans who decide to go down that road. But every liberal who's a true liberal has stood up and made sure that the mandate that came from Washington from the Bush administration that he signed, No Child Left Behind, would be funded, and it did not happen. Your local school district taxes are going up because George Bush not only lied about the war, he lied about public education.
Let me just say, I have 3 children. Every one of my children has attended, for part of their education, public schools in our community. I attended public schools my entire life, as did all my brothers. My mother was a public school teacher. As a matter of fact, my wife was a public school teacher. I have taught. My father taught. We are a family of teachers. I never, on a radio show, and you will know this, people who listen to my show regularly, I don't attack public education. Most Americans are happy with their public schools. But here is the truth. Most Americans are. They are. And you ask most people, they say, oh, we have a terrible public school system, except for my school, where the teachers are great, and my kid is doing great, and it's that old story of I'm okay, but everybody else is in trouble. The problem is that the percentage of schools, the performance of schools, has nothing to do, nothing, with the amount that is spent per child. The top spending school districts in the country, all of them, are among the lowest performing school districts in the country. We spend more per child in Washington, D.C. and in Detroit than in some of the excellent suburban school districts that you will find here in Minnesota. And I'd like to challenge Mr. struggles of teachers are connected, to use the term connected, to overpayment for an executive for Northwest Airlines. This is very